lovelies, it's Kate. Welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build. Happy holidays to all of you and your loved ones. I'm so excited to show you this video because I collaborated with the wonderful Sims and Marlin Designs. It was a huge honor for me to work on a build together. I look up to them so much. They are so talented. You will find their links in the description. Please go to their channel and show them some love. They are the best. They are great friends of mine and amazingly talented creators, and I wish I would have the skill they have. They are absolutely wonderful, amazing builders. You will be in awe in case you don't know them yet, and like when you discover their builds and talent, and just wonderful. So please head over to their channels after this video. And so yeah, this is what we did. We decided to work on a build together. On the build, and she divided the lot into thirds, and she started to work on her part. Then Marlin continued, and I was the one to finish this build. I felt a lot of pressure. I really enjoyed this, but you really have to match the style and it should be one cohesive build, and I'm always a little bit nervous when I'm collaborating, but I really enjoyed this. It has been the biggest honor, and I feel like it's a really cohesive build and it really matches. It looks like one build, but at the same time you can still see the individual like little tricks, and there's just some signature stuff that every builder does, and I feel like it really shows here in this build. While it's really cohesive, you can still see that there are like different approaches and building styles, and I really love this. I love what Sims and Marlin Designs have created here. And yeah, I decided to build a house which has of course Christmassy vibes because it's a Christmas village, and I wanted to go for colors which scream Christmas, and for me it's red and green, and I just wanted to incorporate these colors a lot while also using a brick on the exterior because I wanted this building to match the others, and I felt like it just makes sense. And here I'm working on a curved room, or I don't know, it's kind of a custom shape. I combined two curved rooms for this. I used the biggest size available, and I really love to work on builds which are kind of diagonal. And because of the way Alex had divided the lot, everyone also had like one of these corners, and I figured it would be amazing to have a curved wall which is kind of connecting two sides of a building. I feel like this is kind of one of my signature things to do. I love round shapes in this game, and I also wanted to incorporate this. And this is actually not a fully closed room. There's a dining table on the inside, as you will later see, so this is kind of for sitting on the outside and having a barbecue maybe, and there's still a roof above your head, but it's not fully closed. And the reason for that is because I just placed the curved room and another one behind it, and then placed floor pieces on top, and then you have some gaps, and this is why it's not fully closed. And I used the Stony Goodness slab from Spa Day here to fill the gaps so it's visually nice. I'm also adding some debug fences from Discover University, so I really want this to look good. And it's kind of the hallway in between the two buildings, which are still supposed to be one, so it's like one house with a really special layout. There's a kitchen on one side, a really festive beautiful dining table on the other side, so there's a lot going on. And here even more is happening because I decided to build an area where the Sims could buy Christmas trees. And here even more is going on because I built a small area where Sims could buy a Christmas tree. It's like a small Christmas tree farm or something. I just wanted to fill the area with something that would make sense. And when you look at the other parts of the build, which were created by Sims and Marlin Designs, you will see that they had some pretty cool ideas. And I was also trying to fill my corner of the lot with some cute ideas, and I'm not going to spoiler anything really. You saw like a little bit in the beginning, and I also included some screenshots, but I don't want to spoil anything. I want you to head over to Sims and Modern Designs and check out the amazing builds, so you won't see or hear a lot here about what they did. You will only hear how amazing they are, which they truly are. But I want you to check out their amazing work over on their channels and socials, and I'm just so excited to hear from you what you are thinking about this. And this is just so much fun. Here I'm working on the kitchen. I wanted this to be as Christmassy as possible, and I thought, okay, I'm going to use a white spot, which is supposed to represent snow, and then red, which is very Christmassy, and I just decorated this a little bit. I wanted this to be very over the top. I used, I think, almost exclusively red swatches for the interior, besides like having a wood floor, for example, in a dark brown, but I really want this to be so over the top, and I just love to have a beautiful red interior when I'm thinking about Christmas and everything. I'm still so obsessed with the interior of the Home Alone house, and I think I've talked about this before, but when you read about the set dressing and how they did it, you will notice that they deliberately only chose Christmassy colors for the whole interior, and when you're watching the movie, you don't really notice, of course, the whole movie has Christmas vibes, but when you look at the McAllister interior, you will see that there's only like red and green and the wallpaper, like different, just everything kind of. And of course you would usually not have this in a home, but they really designed the whole interior for the movie to have a Christmassy vibe. And whenever I'm furnishing a house like this here, I'm always thinking, okay, you should also go overboard, because it just makes sense to have a house which is like very Christmassy in this case. But of course you could also use this wonderful village for other types of gameplay or seasons, but it's heavily Christmas coded. Like there's a beautiful Christmas tree in the center, which was created by Sims, and a ice skating rink. There's like so much happening. And also Great for Sims actually recreated the Home Alone home, I think last year for the Christmas season, and she did so well, so you should also check this out where I'm talking about the Home Alone house. And yeah, this is one of the bedrooms, and I had this tower in the front, which is a curved room, a small curved room, and I placed lots of windows from Snowy Escape there. And rooms like this are always a little bit hard to furnish. I just decided to have like a dresser over there and some candles, and I used these beautiful curtains from the Vampires pack. I just thought that they are such a nice fit because they are so over the top. They have some golden details, and I just love this so much. When I was little, our tree always had red and gold decorations, so for me this is like the main Christmas thing, and of course green because the tree's green and stuff, so I love when there's like a little golden detail. It's just so Christmassy. And yeah, this is it. Thank you so much for watching. This was my part of this build. Thank you so much to my friends Create for Sims and Modern Designs for collabing with me. I had the best time doing this, and here you can see some screenshots, and please head over to the channels of Modern Designs and Create for Sims so you can see what they built. You can see like some sneak peeks here, but not a lot, so please see what they did. It's just so amazing. And thank you so much for watching. I'm wishing you happy holidays. I'm wishing you a wonderful New Year's Eve and a really great 2026. I'm hoping that the next year will be wonderful, full of happiness and health and just success and everything. A big thank you to my wonderful community. Thank you for always being here and for supporting me. And this year wasn't easy for me personally, and also a special shout out to Create for Sims and Modern Designs. They are wonderful friends, and they were two people who really helped me through some really hard times this year. And yeah, thank you so much for doing this with me. Thank you to my community for watching, and I just hope that the next year will be wonderful. I love you all so much, and I can't wait to see you next year. Bye bye.